At the dawn of the 20th century, a remarkable phenomenon emerged. Wealthy American women, often referred to as dollar princesses, crossed the Atlantic in search of more than just adventure. These heiresses brought immense fortunes from the New World and married into the prestigious but often financially struggling aristocracy of Europe. Why did they go? For the Americans, it was the allure of titles, prestige, and the chance to transform their families into true global dynasties. For the British and European nobles, it was often a financial necessity. Estates were crumbling, and the dowries these women brought with them were nothing short of a lifeline. In this video, we'll explore the lives of 4 remarkable women who made their mark on history: Nancy Langhorne, Mary Leiter, Consuelo Vanderbilt, and Jennie Jerome. These women bridged the gap between 2 worlds and redefined what it meant to be powerful, independent, and influential. Let's begin with Nancy Langhorne. Born in 1879 in Danville, Virginia, into a family steeped in Southern tradition. But Nancy's life would defy convention at every turn. Her early years were far from gilded. Although her family had a long lineage of Southern aristocrats, the fortunes of the Langhorns had dwindled after the Civil War. But like many ambitious families of the era, they rebuilt their wealth, eventually moving to New York to secure their place among America's elite. Nancy's first marriage, which occurred when she was just 18 years old, ended in divorce, a rare and scandalous event for a woman of her time. Undeterred by societal judgment, Nancy boldly moved forward, setting her sights on England, where she sought a fresh start and new opportunities. In 1906, Nancy married Waldorf Astor, the American-born son of Viscount Astor. The Astors were one of the wealthiest families in England, and Waldorf himself was heir to the Astor fortune. The couple moved into Cliveden House, an opulent estate that soon became a hub for social gatherings, with Nancy as the sparkling hostess. Nancy's keen intelligence and charismatic presence did not go unnoticed. When her husband ascended to the House of Lords, Nancy decided to enter politics herself. In 1919, she became the first woman to take a seat in the British Parliament, representing Plymouth Sutton. This groundbreaking achievement marked a pivotal moment in British history, as Nancy stepped confidently into a male-dominated arena. Nancy championed causes such as education reform, temperance, and women's rights, often facing opposition from her male colleagues. Her famous quote, "I refuse to admit that a woman can't make as good a member of Parliament as a man," demonstrated her resolve to pave the way for future generations of women in politics. Though Nancy's career was not without controversy, her influence extended well beyond politics. She was a role model for women who wanted more out of life than what society dictated, and her contributions helped redefine the place of women in British public life. Mary Leiter's story offers a contrast to Nancy's boldness, but her impact was equally significant. Born in Chicago in 1870, Mary came from immense wealth. Her father, Levi Leiter, co-founded the Marshall Field retail empire, securing Mary's position among the elite of the Gilded Age. Unlike some of her contemporaries, Mary was known for her beauty, impeccable manners, and quiet grace. It was this elegance that captivated George Curzon, a rising star in British politics, and the two were married in 1895. Their union was one of genuine affection and mutual respect. In 1899, George Curzon was appointed Viceroy of India, making Mary the Viceroy. In this role, Mary became the most prominent woman in British India. She approached her position with dignity and dedication, becoming a bridge between British officials and the Indian nobility. The Delhi Durbar of 1903, a grand event celebrating the coronation of Edward VII, was a defining moment for Mary. She wore the now iconic peacock dress, a stunning garment embroidered with gold and silver thread and adorned with peacock feathers. The dress was both a fashion statement and a gesture of appreciation for Indian craftsmanship, symbolizing her respect for the culture she lived among. But Mary was more than just a beautiful figure at diplomatic events. She worked tirelessly to improve healthcare for Indian women, helping establish Lady Curzon hospitals to ensure they received the medical care they needed. Her compassion earned her the respect and admiration of many. Mary's life, though, was tragically cut short in 1906 when she passed away at the young age of 36. Yet her legacy, both in terms of diplomacy and social welfare, left a lasting mark on both British and Indian societies. Few stories of the Gilded Age are as famous or as layered as that of Consuelo Vanderbilt. Born in 1877 into one of New York's wealthiest families, Consuelo was raised in the opulent Vanderbilt mansion on Fifth Avenue. Her mother, Alva Vanderbilt, had grand ambitions for her daughter and saw marriage into European aristocracy as the ultimate prize. In 1895, Consuelo married Charles Spencer Churchill, the 9th Duke of Marlborough. The wedding was an extravagant affair, attended by New York's social elite. But behind the scenes, Consuelo's heart was breaking. She had been in love with someone else, but her mother's determination to secure her place in the aristocracy left her with no choice. Upon arriving at Blenheim Palace, Consuelo faced a new challenge, transforming the enormous, decaying estate into a livable home. She took on her duties as the Duchess of Marlborough with grace, dedicating herself to philanthropic work, improving housing conditions for tenants, and funding initiatives that supported the local community. Despite the facade of the grandeur, Consuelo's marriage was a difficult one. She and Charles were incompatible, and in 1921, after years of unhappiness, the marriage ended in divorce. However, Consuelo found happiness with Jacques Belson, a French aviator with whom she spent the rest of her life. Before Consuelo Vanderbilt's marriage into the Churchill family, Jennie Jerome had already paved the way. Born in Brooklyn in 1854, Jennie was the daughter of Leonard Jerome, a wealthy financier and close friend of many influential New Yorkers. Jennie's beauty, wit, and charisma caught the attention of Lord Randolph Churchill, and in 1874, they were married. Together, they became one of the most talked about couples of Victorian society. Jennie was more than just Randolph's wife. She was his confidant and advisor, using her connections to further his political career. Jennie's influence extended beyond her husband. She was a true power player in Victorian society, hosting grand parties that were attended by the era's most influential figures. Her keen understanding of both American and British cultures made her a key figure in bridging these two worlds. Of course, Jennie's most enduring legacy is as the mother of Winston Churchill. She nurtured Winston's talents from a young age, instilling in him the values of courage, ambition, and perseverance that would guide him throughout his life. Jennie's life was filled with triumphs and challenges, but she consistently reinvented herself, whether through writing, supporting wounded soldiers during the Boer War, or continuing her involvement in society after Randolph's death. Jennie's story is one of resilience, adaptability, and a determination to live life on her own terms. Nancy Langhorne, Mary Leiter, Consuelo Vanderbilt, and Jennie Jerome were much more than wealthy women. They were pioneers, philanthropists, diplomats, and matriarchs who reshaped British society while staying true to their own values and ambitions. These women may have entered the world of British aristocracy as dollar princesses, but they were far more than just their wealth. They were agents of change, using their influence to challenge the status quo and build legacies that transcended the expectations placed upon them. If you've enjoyed learning about these extraordinary women, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories of ambition, power, and legacy here on the Gilded Heiresses. Until next time.